Welcome. Thanks for tuning in to Eccsc. That's Eccsc for Community and Social Change. We can be reached at www.eccsc.info. You can email us at eccsc18@gmail, and you can visit us on our Facebook page as Eccsc for Community and Social Change. Once again, thank you for tuning in. This is our second show, and we are excited today to have to our right Brother Bennie Muhammad. Just introducing Brother Bennie here, good brother, someone I've known and admired for a long time. I want him to tell you all about a few things and reveal to you his story and the reason why he exists and where he stands today as it relates to issues, circumstances, conditions that are facing our communities. Eccsc for Community and Social Change, for those who don't know, was formed while we was incarcerated. A group of us decided that we no longer will accept the status quo that the politicians, legislators put forth as it relates to our lives, our conditions, our circumstances. So we decided that we would do it ourselves. We decided that since we were the ones who destroyed the communities, it would be on us to correct the communities. And this is where we're at. This is where we're starting. This is only the beginning. And we hope that everyone out there that has been incarcerated, who have something to offer in terms of advice and suggestion. Because the reality is that we're never brought to the table. Even after we serve our debt to society, we're never asked what's the best and more effective way to reduce recidivism. We do 20 and 30 years and never are asked to come to a table to offer our suggestion and our opinion when we were the ones who was confined to the box. So Eccsc for Community and Social Change, we're into the people-saving business. The people-saving business is this. We violated our communities. We violated our loved ones. We violated others. And it is our hope that through our actions and our repentance, our remorse, and everything that goes with that thing, that forgiveness, that recompense, we hope to be able to repair our communities with the minds and the bodies of those who have caused the ills. We're not just looking to some benevolent person or individuals to change our conditions in our community. We know that if that's to be done, it has to come through us. So we're looking forward to hearing call-ins from you all out there. Our number is 312 live call-ins. Please call in, offer your suggestion, your input, even in your encouragement. But call us at 312-738-1060. Please give us a call. So once again, without any further delay, I want to introduce Brother Bennie Muhammad. Bennie Muhammad, can you tell the people a little about yourself and the things you've seen?
Well, first I'd like to say, I'd like to give thanks to Almighty God Allah for allowing me this opportunity to sit before God's people, and thank you, brother,
Yes,
for allowing me to be on the show.
Yes, sir.
I have a great interest in Eccsc based on what it stands for. You said certain things in your opening. One, being in that group that was responsible, one of the vanguards in being responsible for placing the community in the condition that it's in now, and having a desire to give back. I am from Gary, Indiana, and I have the same sentiment. I graduated from high school in 1970. Leading up to graduation, leading up to the 8th grade,
Yes, sir.
I was an honor student. From the 8th grade on, grades began to decline. By my senior year, I was skipping classes. My father passed in my senior year of high school, And I ended up flunking one of the courses that was one of my strongest classes, which was English. I got an FS in my senior year. Now, I did good in grammar, but this particular year, in my senior year, the English teacher, he was a literature buff. He gave us a book to read,
yes, sir.
And you were tested on what you read. And so, again, you know, I was the type of individual that would complete my homework before school. We were dismissed from school every evening,
yes,
but you couldn't read a book. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that to say I'm looking at the downward spiral. And after my father passed, I didn't handle that well. I had watched him suffer for a number of years with a lingering illness, okay? He had lung cancer, you know. Basically, that's what it was. They didn't call it that then. They had another name for it. This is in 1970. But coming out of school that year, you know, I started using drugs, polydrugs, popping pills, drinking alcohol. And, of course, you know, that escalated to bigger and greater things, you know. I did all the drugs that there were to do except crack. I thank the God that he opened my eyes right as the crack epidemic was, you know, taking off. But heroin was my choice of drug. But I used everything with it, and you know, with the exception of the crack. Every job I'd had, I got fired from. Even had one job where the employer told me, he said, man, the union rep said, you might as well quit. We can't save you. You're a young man, you'll find a job somewhere else. So I did, you know. And was married, got married at the young age of 21. Wasn't ready for it, wasn't developed for it. And I blew that after 7 years. You know, sister that I was married to said, enough is enough. I can't take no more of this. In hindsight, I don't know how she lasted 7 years.
Wow.
So I went through the things that individuals go through to take care of a drug habit. Fortunately, I guess I call it fortunately, I never went to the penitentiary. Now, I have been locked up in various jails, but I never did any time in the penitentiary. I came to Chicago in 1983. There was a methadone clinic in Gary on the corner of 19th and Broadway, and the feds was closing the clinic down because administrative issues going on in there, you know. So I was in deep trouble. I ended up in Chicago. I went to a treatment center here. It's closed now. Safari Training and Human Services was formerly called Safari House, right off 62nd and Wentworth. And while I was in treatment, I was able to clean my life up. However, I got in a relationship with an individual, and the guys that I met were all from 47th Street,
Right.
Prairie, Calumet, Indiana, that end, Vincennes. And so when I left, I started going to school while I was in treatment. The unit director, she told myself and another brother who has passed on from 47th Street as well, she said, because we were both doing well, she said, this is not a flop house. She said, you're going to go to school or find a job, but you're just not going to flop here. So we went to Dawson on 39th and State.
You're saying Dawson for the sake of time, because I'm sure the people, the callers might have some suggestion for you. Before we go on with Brother Benny or any other questions that I might have, let's listen and see who's calling.
Yes, sir.
How you doing,
Yes,
caller?
sir. Fine. My name is Ray. I called last week. You know, I really admire a gentleman like you guys. One did go to the penitentiary, unfortunately, but look at him now. The other one didn't quite make it to the penitentiary, but look at him now. Both of you guys did this with a little bit of family, love, God, and education. Because without those four things, you're not going to make it. I don't care, you know, how bad you think you are. You got to give yourself to love. And I mentioned the four things about love. But I really do admire you guys. Look, you have your show now. The gentleman next to you explained everything well. Both of you now have education. But you know what gets me? Why don't we get politicians that really want to help if we do go to the penitentiary? They don't care. And I'll tell you why. Because if they know that you need more education in there, why don't they build a branch or something so you go to school in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening? They don't care. They'd rather spend their money trying to get reelected again, trying to spend their money to get money in the community that they get a part of. That's wrong. You guys, I really, really admire you, and thank God for both of you.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. Let's screen another call. Caller, please.
Yes, good evening. I have a suggestion that I think might help you guys out. Make a list of any skills you might have, even if you don't think they're skills. Even if you could make a grilled cheese sandwich on a grill or something, make a list of anything that you can do. And if you have any culinary skills at all, and I'm not saying you can make a master meal, but anything at all, make a list of that and go to every restaurant within like a 3-mile radius, something close to where you live, and just say, look, I'm willing to start anywhere and, work a couple hours, whatever you'll give me so you can see I'm serious about showing up, because that's the most important thing, showing up at a job. And if you can just catch on with that, it can open up all kinds of opportunities, because I think sometimes you guys seem like a couple of humble individuals, like you're trying to seriously do something. I think a lot of times some of the ex-cons have pie-in-the-sky ideas that they're going to make big, huge bucks. There's a lot of people that have never been incarcerated that don't make a lot of money, so go make a list of anything at all that you can do. And I always say restaurants are a good place to start. And just get out your information, and if somebody gets back to you, show up and just show them that you can do something. And if you have any local officials that have a sympathetic ear, maybe they could pass something saying that they could give a tax break to a restaurant or another type of business, that will open the door, at least to get you some part-time hours to keep, some spending money in your pocket so you can, cover some cost. And I just wanted to call in to be encouraging, because it's easy to dump on somebody when they're down, and you shouldn't. Anybody can be down, and you don't have to be down for the count. You have to just kind of be humble and try something that is realistic. Be realistic, and I wish you both good luck and success, because you don't look like two guys that are looking to get back out and perpetrate. You admit, you're contrite. You admit you've done wrong. And again, like I say, any skills that doesn't have to be restaurant related, anything at all that a lot of times people put themselves down. You don't think that you have any skills at all. Just make a list sometimes of the things that you can do, and pass it along with contact information, anybody that might help you. And you just never know when somebody is in the right kind of mood and it gets to the right person. So again, very good luck to both of you, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Real quick, caller. What I want to say is, I don't know if it really is. That is the case about the pie in the sky. From what I've experienced with the brothers that I deal with daily, most of the brothers just want an opportunity. They want an opportunity to have a job that's paying a livable wage. It's not necessarily the $15 to $20 an hour job. They talking $10 to $12. Just to make a living, and to feel some type of dignity and pride about what it is that they do. And also from my experience, a lot of brothers that I talk to and deal with and interact with personally has either horticulture certification, custodial maintenance certification, automotive certification. They have carpentry trade. They have substance abuse counselor skills and certification. A lot of these men actually have associate's degrees, the men that I deal with. So I think the society is a little less forgiving than we are. We are the ones who, like you say, I created my own lane. because I got fed up with seeing the recidivism rate. I got fed up with seeing no action. Although we serve our time, there's never an olive branch, there's never a program that help us to be successful. And what I'm saying by that, sir, real quick, is that, because I have a question for Brother Bennie, is this. The same money that the state used to keep us incarcerated, the same money is never available upon our release, not even to get housing. You spend billions of taxpayers' dollars to keep us housed. But when it comes time for us to find adequate housing and sufficient housing for ourselves when we return home, there's never money, there's never funding, there's not even enough halfway houses for guys to feel comfortable in. So it's like you can be all you can be in prison, but you can't be nothing in society. So these brothers are beat down on every level. So we become like a third-class, permanent underclass. So this is what Eccsc is intent on, correcting, removing those stigmas that keep us in that state. Any more callers out there? If not, let's, Brother Bennie. So I talk to these young men all the time about substance abuse. Mm-hmm. And they pop pills now. They calling them all type of mollies and different names. I told them there's nothing new under the sun. When I was growing up, the older guys was calling them teas and blues. Acid, they was doing wicked water that caused them to hallucinate. Mm-hmm. There was various grains of weed, skunk, sesame, all these different names. Right. So, in your opinion, what is it, what you see, what have you observed as it relates to this drug culture and this, for our youth that's getting caught up in this stuff, man?
You know, as a report that was given, a book that was written by a member of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's research team, by Dr. Bennie Muhammad.
Yes.
Basically, I may not be able to call the name of it, but it was the demasculization of the black male. And in his book, he documents, with documentation now, okay, the sources where he got this information from, that the weed, for one, is being scientifically, genetically modified, okay, to alter the nature of the individual. And so, you know, in his book, he shared and highlighted different experiments that were ran on rodents, monkeys, chimpanzees,
yes.
Okay, in laboratories, okay, at some of these large hospitals, all right, you know, that have these research labs,
yes, sir.
You know, and makes the bull. They had a bull that they did a study on, right? The bull was given certain drugs and it made him docile, where he would just sit and grin, okay? You know, so it's all by design, I believe, you know, as we're taught by, you know, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, this is by design. And so it's just about the destruction of the black male. These young brothers who are fed up with things the way they are and are fearless today, they just need a leader.
No doubt.
And we have a leader, but we need to be able to, we need to take a stronger, greater effort in directing them to correct guidance, good guidance, okay?
Yeah.
First you must get their trust.
Yes, sir.
You know, I notice how when you interact with the young brothers,
Yes, sir.
the eye contact that
Yes,
they
sir.
make with you, man.
Yes, sir.
And if you blink or look away, they got you. You know what I mean?
No doubt
You know,
about it.
because they looking to see how you sincere.
No doubt.
You know.
We have a caller.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Brother Bennie.
You're
Caller,
welcome.
please.
Hello?
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 Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
I just want to make a comment. I have the utmost respect for these gentlemen, and they just want to say that they are the ones that got caught. The ones that are out here didn't get caught. And That's why they running free. Like they're still free, but they just got caught. So you can't look down on them, and I have the utmost respect for them. Thank you.
You know.
You want to go ahead?
Yeah, you're right, sir. You know, right, they got caught. And, you know, I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately, you know, getting caught may have saved their lives, who knows? You know, but you're right, there are many who are still caught up in the grips who have not yet been caught. But surely, truly, with this lifestyle, that particular lifestyle, the only ends are jails, institutions, or death. You know, you're going to be faced with one or the other. And if I may speak to what the previous caller had said, yes, when he was saying about looking for a job, I just want to share a fast forward with my experience, okay? That lifestyle that I lived it for 24 years. It was in 1993 when I started to make my transition to come up out of the depths of hell. And since that time, I have been employed. I worked as an operation manager with an organization, a company in Gary, for 11 and a half years. Right now, I serve as the executive director of the Gary Commission on the Social Status of Black Males. And the mission of the commission is to study the social status of the black male in the city of Gary in the areas of education, social justice, criminal justice, health, and education, and make recommendations to create strategies to help these individuals to change, change the barriers and overcome the barriers that they're faced with. So, we're doing some positive things, and I'm very much today involved in my community.
Okay, thank you, caller, for your question. Next caller.
Am I the next caller?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay, just three quick things. I won't take up your time. My brother is he's an ex-convict.
Yes, sir.
And I used to be involved in a political group. And I got my brother involved in it, and for some odd reason, he didn't want the damn job. He turned it down 5 times, making $35 an hour. So that's him, but the thing is that I wanted to ask you 3 questions. Have you guys been dealing with Dorothy Brown's expungement program? Because I know that everything can be expunged except for rape and child molestation. I had a friend of mine that's in Arabic, and he was accused of rape, and he had to have that sealed. I know that I believe that can be sealed. Also, the second was that I know that these politicians, if you join their political group and you get involved with them, and you work the elections for them, the general and the primary, March and November, and you come out and support them and pass out leaflets and, weeks and weeks of working with them in volunteership, that they will help also ex-convicts get a job. And the third thing is that I've been a truck driver for over 30 years inside of the city of Chicago, and I've been in the northwest suburbs, and I see constant, and I do mean constant, jobs, hiring, 25 an hour, 22 an hour. And I start thinking to myself, I'm like, if the black young brothers could just make it out to Wheeling or out to Carroll Stream or out to, Algonquin, that's where the money is at. Every time I had to deliver freight, and I would pick it up at Conrail 63rd, Conrail 47, Mopec Dalton, Santa Fe, Eccsc, Topeka, Santa Fe, I would always be sent to the northwest suburbs. And I would ask these guys in these factories, I'm like, are you guys hiring? They're like, yeah. I see a few blacks. And I'm like, well, are they prejudiced? They're like, no, it's just not that many black people out here. I'm like, how much y'all paying? And they're like, 25 an hour to go to forklift. They'll train you. I'm like, man, then you drive down the street, you see $12 an hour, $15 an hour.
I didn't get your name, caller. I didn't get your name.
Oh, my name is John.
John?
Yes, sir.
Okay, John, I would like to talk to you further about it. We're wrapping up now, and I would like to talk to you further about it, and I hope that you would visit our website and everything so that we can continue to build on that. And we appreciate your call. Is
that the phone number, 708-677-8178?
Yes, that's my number, sir.
And what's your name?
I am Tyrone Muhammad, Executive Director of Eccsc for Community and Social Change.
Okay, I'm John, like John the Baptist. I will call you, Brother Tyrone. Let me get a pen.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, to my audience, Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you again next week. Take care, peace, continue to support.